Good evening. South Australian coasts are tonight being pummeled by a monster storm surge.
Casey Trelaw's at Henley, where, Casey, not everyone's heeded the warnings.
Well, will the peak of this extraordinary tide hit here in the last hour or so, and despite authorities urging people to keep clear, we have seen examples of some getting a little too close, including this man and a small child wandering onto the sand to watch the spectacle. Local kiteboarders and surfers also taking to the dangerous surf, keen for a thrill but mostly disappointed by the result.
It's pretty rough, like pretty hit and miss. The waves are a bit hard to get sometimes, but yeah, it's not too bad.
A bit of a novelty to be surfing at Henley though?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Now, all metropolitan jetties were closed to the public today. It's not hard to see why. Gale-force westerly winds mixed with the giant waves resulting in walls of seawater smashing into jetties. While there appears to be no damage yet, the SES did come here a short time ago to assess the situation. Now, this isn't just Metro Coast, it's in the regions too. This was the view at Moonta as the tide reached its peak there. Giant waves also captured smashing into rocks on the far west coast. And on the Yorke Peninsula, the Cow boat ramp was completely submerged. But while away from the coast, this winter blast has made its mark across the suburbs too.
A wet, wild and windy 24 hours.
About 1:30 we were woken up and the doors rattling. Pretty intense.
More than 6,000 homes left without power as rough seas pounded the coast. A soggy start to the morning commute. More than 10 millimetres falling in the city, while parts of the hills recorded close to 50. Wind gusts clocked at 70 k's an hour, sending a trampoline flying at Westlakes.
We could actually hear the wind blowing and howling, and I was lying in bed thinking, oh my goodness, what's going to happen with that trampoline?
Flooded fairways forced the closure of the Playford Lakes golf course, a nearby playground with its own moat.
The SES has responded to 100 requests for assistance yesterday, so 200 over the last sort of 24 hours.
Isolated heavy downpours moved across the metropolitan area throughout the day, streets turning to rivers at Glenelg and Colonel Light Gardens, where floodwaters stretched across Goodwood Road. Emergency crews called in to clear blocked drains. Winter is only just beginning, but it's already given South Australians a taste of what's to come. Jonathan Edwards, 7 News.
Yorke Peninsula locals say they're worried sick that notorious paedophile Peter Liddy will be released into their community on Thursday.
Hannah Ford joins us live. And Hannah, you've spoken exclusively to parents who want the warning out there.
I have, Will. There's been an anonymous letter drop in the Wallaroo Mines area ahead of Liddy's release, warning families to be vigilant. The flyer has been sent to homes naming the former magistrate who was jailed in 2001 for sexually abusing children in the 1980s, including junior surf lifesavers. It's warning the community to know where children are, supervise outdoors and report concerns to police. While there has been no discussion surrounding where the 83-year-old will live when he is allowed back into the community, he does own property in the area. A court judgment states he had purchased a home that he was banned from selling while in prison. Locals say they don't want him housed on the Yorke Peninsula.
3. And like many parents on the Yorke Peninsula, I'm worried about the prospect of Peter Liddy being housed in our close-knit community. We respect the legal process, but we also want our children's safety and voices of the victims to remain the priority.
Liddy will spend 6 months living under very strict conditions, including electronic monitoring, and he's banned from going within 50 metres of schools or playgrounds. But many of his victims want him jailed for life, and many parents on the Yorke Peninsula certainly agree. Will.
Thank you, Hannah. There's been a mysterious development in the case of an Adelaide builder accused of leaving customers high and dry. 7 News has revealed SOS Home Renovations is being investigated by the consumer watchdog for a series of incomplete projects. Since our story aired, skips left outside at least 2 affected homes for weeks have suddenly been removed without any contact from the builder, Jace Henry. Consumer and Business Affairs has also confirmed it's received 2 more complaints, taking the total to 9.
The Premier is growing increasingly optimistic. A gather round extension deal is within reach. Madison Stanley joins us live from Adelaide Oval. And Maddie, a street parade involving players and coaches could seal the deal.
That's the Premier's hope, Rosanna. His proposed street parade would be held on the Friday of Gather Round. The initiative has been a key sticking point in negotiations over a new multi-year agreement, which 7 News understands is expected to be at least 3 years or more. Now, the state government pushed for 15 players from each club to take part, but it's understood the AFL, Clubs and Players Association have settled for 10. The Premier wouldn't confirm that today, saying a deal is yet to be signed.
And I know that because I haven't physically signed it. So let's just wait and see how the negotiations play out. The contract is not yet finalised, I can assure you of that.
Now, we're told the street parade will be similar to what we see at the AFL Grand Final, a free event for fans offering the chance to get up close and personal with their favourite players. It's tipped to run for about an hour, but let's not get too excited. With the state budget set to be handed down on Thursday, it's unlikely we'll see an announcement this week, Will.
We will wait and see. Thank you, Maddie. The state government has accepted a series of coronial findings to improve the safety of hospital patients. The 18 recommendations were handed down by the state coroner following an inquest into the ambulance ramping deaths of 3 South Australians between 2019 and 2022. SA Health says some of the changes have already been implemented and work is underway to improve patient monitoring and patient flow. The AMA says the government's response must be backed by evidence-based reform.
There are traffic restrictions on Greenhill Road tonight as crews work to repair a fire plug that broke this morning while being tested at Parkside. What was supposed to be a simple test turned into a sky-high water show, sending thousands of litres into the air outside Metropolitan homes and into its car park. More than 70 customers are impacted, but they have been supplied with cask water.
Now to the legal battle involving flamboyant billionaire businessman Adrian Portelli. We're live to Deanna Williams. D. He's fighting his company's conviction for running an illegal lottery in SA.
That's right, Will, and he's putting his considerable money where his mouth is here in the Supreme Court. His company, Exclusive Tech, was fined $40,000 for running an illegal lottery. The magistrate found the company didn't have a licence to operate in South Australia. It's important to point out that Portelli himself was cleared of any wrongdoing, but he's decided to appeal the verdict against Exclusive Tech, and that move appears to have backfired. In a late twist, the Gambling Commissioner's lodged his own appeal. He wants Portelli's acquittal to be overturned. The case returns to court here on Friday. Rosanna.
All right, thank you, Dee. A young Flinders Parkman has lost his licence and had his motorbike impounded after being caught doing 210 kilometres an hour in a 90 zone on the north-south motorway. Police allege he was also doing wheelies at 180 k's an hour on the Port River Expressway. He'll front court at a later date.